What's the longest you've ever closed your eyes in the shower? 5 seconds? 10? Most people don't think twice about it. You close your eyes, rinse the shampoo from your hair, and trust that when you open them again, everything will be the same. But some people believe the shower is one of the most dangerous places in a house, not because of slippery floors, not because of hot water, but because of what you can't see while your eyes are closed. When I was 10 years old, my grandmother taught me a rule. Never close your eyes in the shower for longer than 10 seconds. And if you ever hear fingers tapping on the glass, whatever you do, don't open your eyes. She broke her own rule a week later, and that's when she died. If you enjoy dark stories like this, subscribe to Mr. Nighttora for more. I was 10 years old when my grandma came to live with us. It had been about 6 months since my granddad passed away. Back then, I didn't really understand grief. I just knew her house was suddenly too big, too quiet, too full of memories. Looking back now, I imagined her alone in those rooms, surrounded by the past. My mom wasn't happy about her moving in. There were arguments, quiet ones at first, louder ones later. But I was excited. Grandma was loud, fun. She adored me. She always had hard candies in her pockets, slipping them into my hand when my parents weren't looking. She defended me whenever I got in trouble. But more than anything, she told the best stories. Stories about growing up during the war, about evacuation, about the mischief she got up to with her friends when no adults were around. Some stories were funny, some were sad, some felt like adventures, but my favorite ones were the scary stories. Grandma told me she played around with the occult when she was young. Ouija boards, tarot cards, fortune-telling. Most of the time I laughed it off. But a few stories stuck with me, mostly because of how she told them. She'd wait until bedtime, turn off the lights, let the room fill with moonlight. Then she'd lean in close, so close I could smell the sweets on her breath. Her blue eyes would lock onto mine, and she'd whisper. Years later, I forgot most of those stories, all except one, the one about the shower and Mr. Long Fingers. She told me about him after I asked why she loved baths so much. She said the bathroom was the only place she felt safe enough to relax. Then she stopped smiling. She told me people like her, people who were sensitive, had to be careful, especially in the shower. She said it was only dangerous if you closed your eyes longer than 10 seconds. She compared it to a playground game. One kid turns their back, the others sneak up while they're not looking. That's what it's like in the shower, she said. That's what it's like with Mr. Long Fingers. I asked her who he was. She hesitated. Some people thought he was a creature drawn to heat and steam. Others thought he was something worse, something that slipped into our world through places where we were vulnerable. No one knew for sure, because the people who'd seen him never came back to explain. She told me the rules. 5 seconds was fine, 10 was dangerous, 15 was too much, and if I ever heard tapping on the glass, I was never to open my eyes. That night, I barely slept. I dreamed of fingers reaching out of the dark. The shower became the worst part of my day. Steam filled the air. Water drowned out every sound. I counted seconds in my head while shampoo burned my eyes. And when I kept them closed too long, I felt it, pressure, like something was right there with me. Sometimes I heard it, tap, tap, tap. I rushed every shower after that. I avoided them when I could. My mom noticed. One night after I cried in my sleep, I told her everything. She was furious, not at me, at Grandma. That night, I heard my parents arguing through the wall. She told him there's a monster in the shower, my mom hissed. The next night, Grandma came to my room. No stories. She told me she'd never let anything bad happen to me. She said she'd take care of it. A week later, I woke up to the sound of the shower running. The house was quiet, too quiet. I walked down the hall and knocked on the bathroom door. No answer. I opened it. Steam poured out. Grandma was lying on the floor of the shower cubicle. Her eyes were wide open. One hand clutched her chest. The other was pressed against the glass. Finger marks streaked through the steam. Long ones. Too long. Later, my dad said it was a heart attack. He said she wouldn't have suffered. I nodded, but I knew better. After the paramedics took her away, I went back into the bathroom. The steam was fading. The finger marks were still there. Not all of them matched her hand. Some were higher than she could have reached. That's the part I never told anyone. People say fear makes kids imagine things, that trauma changes memory. Maybe they're right, but some rules exist for a reason. And some stories aren't meant to scare, they're meant to warn. I grew up, I got married, I had kids, and I never took another shower, only baths. My wife thinks it's trauma. My kids think it's weird. They don't understand, but I do. Never close your eyes in the shower for too long. Never ignore the tapping. And whatever you do, if you hear fingers on the glass, don't open your eyes. If this story made you think twice, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more true horror stories. And tonight, when the steam starts to rise, count your seconds carefully.